Okay, go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to each one of you to Sai English Talks webinar series episode 6. My name is Reena Arunan. I worked as a teacher for 8 years. I have completed MA History from Kerala University. Now I am doing MA Counseling Psychology. I am a counselor, that diploma in counseling. As you all know, Sai English Talks is a platform where psychology meets communication, a space for discussion, interaction, and learning on psychology, personal development, and motivational topics through the medium of English. Before I introduce today's speaker, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Wimble Academy and Susan ma'am for giving me this opportunity to do the presenter introduction for today's session. I am currently a student of the Spoken English Integrated with Psychology course batch 1. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Susan ma'am for the excellent training, guidance, encouragement, and support she provides it to all of us. I am happy to share that this course has helped me improve my English communication skills significantly. Today, I am able to speak English more fluently and confidently than before. The course has not only enhanced my language skills but has also increased my confidence and helped me grow personally. Once again, thank you very much, Susan ma'am, for your dedication and for creating such wonderful learning opportunities for us. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. Ms. Elizabeth Susan Valakuzhy is a consultant psychologist, certified NLP master practitioner, educational consultant, and the founder of Grace Counseling Services, through which she provides professional online counseling and psychological support. She currently serves as a faculty member at Wimble Academy, where she conducts spoken English classes in integrated with psychology, helping learners develop both effective communication skills and personal growth. As an extension of this initiative, she also coordinates the Sai English Talks platform, creating opportunities for learning, reflection, and meaningful discussions on psychology and life skills. With postgraduate degrees in psychology and English literature, along with a postgraduate diploma in school leadership and management, she brings together academic expertise and practical experience in unique and impactful way. This evening, she will be speaking to us on the topic, the happiness code, what really makes life meaningful. I am sure this session will provide us with valuable insights into happiness, well-being, living a fulfilling life. Please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Elizabeth Susan Valakuzhy to Sai English Talks webinar series episode 6. Thank you, ma'am. The platform is now yours. We look forward to an enriching and engaging session. Thank you once again, ma'am. Please.
Thank you very much, Reena.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Reena, for the warm introduction and the generous words of appreciation.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to see you all at yet another Sai English Talks webinar series. Before I begin the session, I would like to congratulate Ms. Reena Arunan on this wonderful achievement. She is the first participant from our spoken English Integrated with Psychology course Batch 1, to do the presenter introduction on Sai English Talks platform. Reena, you did a great job. Congratulations. I'm proud of your progress.
Thank you so much. Thank
I
you so
wish you
much, ma'am.
many more opportunities to build your confidence and showcase your talents. Thank you. So before I continue with my, I warmly welcome once again, and Reena has introduced me really well, so I don't need to say anything more. So I'd like to start with the session, but before I do that, I would like to share my PPT. So let me take a moment to share my PPT, okay? Are you able to see it? Reena, are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
You
Okay.
can. Oh, it's gone again. Okay, hold on. Okay, you can see it, right? Am I audible and the PPT visible?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Okay.
And PPT is visible.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. I would like to start with a question actually. How many of you, like you know what our topic is all about? The happiness code, what makes life good? So let me ask you, how many of you would like to be happy? I'm sure the answer is yes for each and every one of us, right? There
Yes.
isn't a person in this world who does not want to be happy. That I know for sure. So that's easy to answer. So let me ask you another question then. What is happiness? And do you know how to achieve it consistently? That is a bit more harder to answer, isn't it? Not as easy as the first one. For centuries, philosophers, thinkers, and scholars, they have tried to answer this fundamental question. What makes a good life? Psychology gives us interesting insights. Surprising answers it gives us. It says, happiness is not something we find, it is something that we cultivate. So we can see that happiness is really not a destination. It's really a way of traveling. So that is an interesting thing for us to think about, right? It is not a destination. It is a way of traveling. So can you think of a happiest moment that you have experienced in the past month? Just take a few moments. Just think to yourself. You don't need to answer. You don't need to tell me, but think to yourself. Think along the lines of what made it memorable? Was it buying something? Did it make you very happy when you achieved something in your life? Or were you more happier when you were spending the time with someone? Or better yet, was it helping someone? Because we all know that helping someone really makes you happy as well. Can you guys, can at least a couple of you respond? Can you relate to this? Some of the happiest moments, at least one or two things, can you mention?
This month, that 14th day, that my convocation ceremony, that time I felt very happy, and that is my memorable day.
Very good, Reena. See, that is a big achievement for you. That really made you happy, right? So I'm sure that each one of you will have many things like that to talk about as the happiest moment in our life. So we know that most people discover that their happiest moments does not come from material things or adding on our possessions, then what does it involve? It mostly involves connection, relationships, purpose, achievement, appreciation, and various other things like that that really adds meaning to our life more than possessions. That leads us to the first clue about happiness. So today we are going to explore happiness. We'll explore it through 6 key ideas. So let's see what these key ideas are. So before we explore, I would like you to think once again. Think of, have you ever achieved something you desperately wanted? You really wanted to get it, or you really wanted to achieve it. And once you got it, you discovered that your happiness didn't last as long as expected. I'm sure we all can relate to that, right? We long to get something, we long to achieve something, it makes us really happy, but it may not last very long. So this is the first idea, why we chase happiness in the wrong places. As human beings, we are actually, psychologists say that we are very poor at predicting happiness. We often think about a lot of if onlys. If only I earned a lot of money, if only I got promoted, if only I had a better house, a better car, if only life were easier. All of those things, it leads us to arrival fallacy. What is arrival fallacy? It is the belief that achieving a specific goal will bring lasting happiness in our lives, but only to realize that the feeling is temporary. It doesn't really keep us happy, and we are not able to stay at that happy level. So that leads us to something called the hedonic treadmill. See, as you can see in the graph, in our life, we'll have several positive or good occurrences, good events in our life that really makes us happy. It could be the dream home or the promotion or the job, or a special achievement like Reena talked about. All of these really makes us happy. We are really excited about it. We are joyful. We are ecstatic. But we even think that, okay, this is it. I'm really happy now. But after sometimes it fades away. This extraordinary feeling, it becomes our new normal again. And this cycle keeps on repeating. As you know, the same thing is repeated in setbacks as well. When we have negative or bad occurrences or negative things that happen in our life, it can be anything, right? It can be setbacks, failures, disappointments. It can be loss, or it can be criticism from somebody. All of these things make us, how do we feel about that? We feel very sad, anxious. We even become very hopeless. But over time, we adapt to the situation and we come to an emotional balance. This remarkable ability to adapt to both negative and positive events, life events, is what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill or hedonic adaptation. Of course, external achievements, it gives us happiness, but we all know it usually only stays for a short time. So our life is full of changes, life events, so many changes happen. And along with that comes emotional changes. Definitely that is something that is bound to happen. According to the events, our emotions change. Then what does our mind do? The mind will adapt. It has this amazing ability to adapt. And that is the beauty and challenge of being human. So that was our first idea. The second one is pleasure, happiness, and meaning. Psychologist distinguishes each one of these. What is pleasure? It is feeling good in the moment, right? For example, eating an ice cream, it really gives us the pleasure. Watching a movie gives us the pleasure. Receiving compliments, it gives us pleasure. So pleasure is important. We cannot discredit it. It is very important, but it is temporary. Then what is happiness? Happiness is more broader. It's a broader sense of satisfaction and emotional well-being. Then what is meaning then? Meaning is the feeling that your life matters and contributes to something larger than your life. So researchers consistently find that people who pursue this pleasure alone, often they feel empty in their lives. But if they combine pleasure with purpose and meaning, they experience something special. They experience deeper well-being. So we have to remember, though, that meaningful life is not always comfortable. We cannot say that meaningful life is always comfortable, but it is often deeply satisfying. That everybody will agree to that. If it is a meaningful life, it is often deeply satisfying. So a meaningful life may not always be comfortable, like I said. It is important to remember that it is deeply satisfying. So here it says happiness is the overall experience of pleasure and meaning. So we move on to our third idea. Is happiness enough? We should think about that, right? Is happiness alone enough in our life? Here is a new perspective. It is often, until now, psychologists have thought that there are two pathways to happiness. That is happiness, two pathways to good life, that is happiness and meaning. But now researchers have found out that there is a third pathway. Researchers like Shigeru Oishi, he's a professor at University of Chicago. They propose something called psychologically rich life. They are giving a lot of importance to the experiences that we have. These experiences, why is that so special? They expand our perspective, and these experiences, they help us to grow as well. So when we talk about experiences, there can be different types of experiences that we have in our life, right? It can be traveling somewhere. It can be somewhere that is unfamiliar. It can be learning a new skill. It can be starting a new career, facing a new challenge, or recovering from an illness that we have, or raising children, caring for a loved one who is ill. All these experiences, they are not very comfortable, but something that is very painful sometimes. Some of these experiences can be very painful. Yet, they often become the most valuable chapters of our lives. See, when I reflect on my own life, some of the experiences that shaped me the most, they were not necessarily the happiest moments. They were moments of challenge, uncertainty, learning, growth. All of these were there in those experiences. Now, looking back, I would not erase those chapters from my life. You know why? Because those chapters, those experiences, they helped me become who I am today. So those I find it, or I count it as very valuable chapters in my life. So I told you about my reflection. How about your reflection? Experiences have changed the way you see yourself or the way you see the world. Most people, I know, if I ask you, you would be thinking about these things, right? So most people, they mention about experiences such as parenthood, marriage, illness, loss, education, career changes. All of these are significant in our lives, all of these experiences. But see, when you have a new baby, we have a lot to adjust, lack of sleep, and not being able to have a lot of time for each other, too tired, and so many difficulties that you go through, not being able to go back to work, so many difficulties that the husband and wife go through. Likewise, many experiences, we go through various difficulties and challenges. But we can always see that these experiences enrich our life as well. So, as a powerful thought, we can think not every good chapter in our life is a happy chapter. A good life is not necessarily a comfortable life, but still, each one of those chapters, no matter how difficult it was, you overcame it, and that is very valuable in our life. All right. That leads us to the fourth key idea, that is PERMA model. This is from positive psychology researcher Martin Seligman. He proposed it. He said that there are 4 pillars, and these 4 pillars are significant in our lives. And what are these 4 pillars? That is the PERMA. P for positive emotion, E for engagement, R for relationships, M for meaning, and A for accomplishment. Now, when we look at positive emotions, it doesn't mean that it is continuous or constant happiness, because you all know that we cannot be happy all the time. Life is full of ups and downs, right? So we cannot be happy every time. So it does not mean constant happiness. Then what does it mean? It includes several things. It includes joy, gratitude, hope. In the middle of difficulties, you'll have hope, right? Then contentment. All these things are part of positive emotions. So our goal should not be not to eliminate the negative emotions, because negative emotions are bound to be there. We cannot separate it. It is there. We cannot avoid it. So it is not, the importance is not in eliminating the negative emotions, but the goal is increasing the positive experiences, which will lead us to positive emotions, and that will lead us to happiness. Okay? The next thing is engagement. What is engagement? Does anybody have any idea what is engagement? Can anyone respond? I know we have psychologists, many psychologists here. What is engagement? It is
we have to engage in something.
Right. It is, yes, thank you. Thank you for the response.
Take goal and we have to engage in something for that, achieve that goal.
Exactly. Thank you so much for the response. So engagement is being completely absorbed in an activity. So here in this PERMA, this engagement doesn't mean just being active and doing that activity, but you end up being totally engrossed in it. You are totally absorbed in it, and it has another meaning. It is called, that is what is written here, it is called flow. So when does flow happen? Flow happens when the challenge actually meets, when challenge actually meets skill and there is constant attention. That is when flow happens. And we lose track of time. Time doesn't seem to be a matter at all to us. We are totally engrossed in it, totally lose track of time. So what are some of the activities that we often find ourselves engrossed in? It could be anything. It could be music, playing music or listening to music, playing a musical instrument, or it could be create any kind of creative work. It could be any gardening activities, sports, reading. It can be anything. It depends on the person. So when we are engaged in that totally, we may be totally absorbed in that activity. So we need to look into ourselves and we need to think, when do I lose track of time? Because I'm so absorbed in the activity that I'm doing. And that is what our flow. So that is something for you to think about. The next one is relationships. We can say relationships It is the strongest predictor of happiness. There was this famous study by Harvard University. It is called the Harvard Adult Development Study. They followed people for more than 80 years. That was a long study, wasn't it? And when they did the study, they expected that wealth, fame, intelligence, and status, all these things will predict happiness. But surprisingly, they came up with another strongest finding, and that was good relationships keep us happier and healthier. We rarely regret, each one of us, we rarely regret not buying a bigger TV or a bigger house or a bigger car. Right? But then what do we normally regret? We regret lost relationships, missed opportunities to connect with people, unresolved conflicts. We may be thinking, oh, I wish I could have corrected the situation. I could have talked to the person and made it better. I could have made it right with the person before it's too late. Maybe that person is no more. Maybe that person has moved away. There is no chance of finding that person. So these unresolved conflicts, it remains like that. And so we regret about it. So we see that relationships, they are one of the best investments we can make. So we should try to make our relationships very strong and keep them going and nurture them so that leads us to our happiness as well. The next one is meaning. Meaning answers the question, as you can see here, why do I get up in the morning? It gives us a purpose. We get up in the morning, we want to do various things, right? We already have planned so many things that we need to do, and that keeps us going, that gives us the purpose. So meaning comes from various things. It doesn't come from one thing alone. It can be from family. It can be from service that you do. It can be from learning. It can be from connecting with the community or doing community activities. Or it can be any creativity things that you do and work. It can be from anything. We know that people can even endure extraordinary challenges when they have a strong sense of purpose. When they are faced with difficulties, they still move forward. And when we have these natural calamities alone, they have a purpose to go and help these people, even putting their own life in danger. We see that a lot, don't we? So they have a strong sense of purpose and meaning that keeps them going. So meaning is also very important. So in PERMA, we come to the last letter, that is A. A is accomplishment. As human beings, we need progress, don't we? We are not ones who sit stagnant with no progress. We always want some progress. Even small achievements, we count them as something that gives us happiness. So we can relate to even the smallest thing, like a to-do list. We make to-do list, everything that we need to write and we need to do. We write it on a piece of paper. But think of it, when we finish the task and we put the tick mark there, what a joy we have, what a sense of accomplishment we have. So even small achievements can lead us to this accomplishment, the feeling of accomplishment. So whether it is small things or big things, achieving things in life is very important. That will also, this PERMA altogether will lead us to happiness and a good life as well. So now we move on to the next one, which is the fifth idea. What shapes our happiness? Researcher, she's actually Sonia Lyubomirsky. She is an American psychology professor at University of California. She wrote this book actually, The How of Happiness, a new approach to getting the life you want. She proposed that happiness is influenced by three key things in our life. One is biology. She said that it is 50%. Circumstances, it's only 10%. But our intentional habits, that is 40%. Of course, There has been debate about the exact percentage of this, but the key message remains, which is our daily habits, our repeated daily habits, our intentional habits. It means a lot. It matters a lot, much more than we often realize. So happiness is not simply something that happens to us. It is influenced by these various things, especially biology, circumstances. But what can we control? What we control is our intentional habit. So what we repeatedly do significantly affects our happiness as well. It leads to our happiness or not having happiness, depending on what our intentional habits are. The sixth one, that was 6 ideas we talked about. So the last one here is, can you see or is it blocked?
It's visible.
Can
Yes,
you
ma'am,
see it? You can see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So here we are talking about 5 happiness killers and their antidotes. There are certain things in our life that kills our happiness. So we really need to seriously look at that. What are the things that takes away our happiness? One is constant comparison. See, we are always comparing ourselves to other people, right? Whether it is children are being compared to others in the class or neighbors, siblings, with their marks and everything. We compare ourselves to others at work, at home, in the society. Everywhere you see comparison. But there is no need to compare. We need to see ourselves as ourselves. If we compare, it doesn't give us any happiness. It only creates envy and dissatisfaction and insecurity. So it's better to stay away from that, isn't it? So there are 2 ways out that I'm suggesting to get out of constant comparison. One is compare backward, not upward. That is, compare yourself to what you were yesterday, what you were 1 year ago, what you were 5 years ago. Am I doing better? And you can also think about how much can I do? How much better can I do in the future as well? So let us compare ourselves to ourselves, our past, what we were then, and how much better have we improved. If not, let's work together and let's take that decision to improve ourselves and become better and improve ourselves. So that's the only type of comparison that we should be considering, not comparing upward to others. So instead of thinking, why don't I have what they have? Because, in social media is one of the biggest culprits, right? Of course, social media is good. We cannot let go of it. It has its benefits as well, but it has its negative points as well. And this comparison is one of the worst things, because most people, what they post is far from reality. They take perfect pictures, they do traveling, they say that this is the best experience that they have the best relationship, every good picture that they portray. And we compare that to our reality and we say, oh, why don't I have what they have? I'm so unlucky. Look at them. They have a happy married life. They have happy experiences. They're traveling all over the place. Their children are achieving. They're also achieving. All of these things happen. So let's try and avoid such kind of comparison. Then the second thing is turn comparison into inspiration. If at all we compare ourselves to somebody, then that is, if somebody has achieved something, look at it such a way that what helped them achieve that thing. Maybe there is something that you can learn from them. That is a lesson, isn't it? So if you have something that you can learn from them, pick up on that, learn that, rather than the envy that they succeeded. And we can also be happy with their achievement, because when we are appreciating others and when we are congratulating others and when we are blessing others for their achievement, it also helps us. It helps us with the positive emotions, and it helps us with our hormones as well. So let's try to do turn our comparisons to inspirations and also appreciation for their achievement, genuinely appreciating them for their accomplishments. So now we move on to the second thing that is a happiness killer, that is chronic overthinking. I don't have to tell you too much about overthinking, right? It just happens to all of us every time, right? Overthinking of past regrets and future worries, always thinking of consistently thinking of something that really bothers us and it affects our daily lives. So when does it when we try to control everything, that is when overthinking happens. Or fear, when we fear of making the wrong decision, we don't know, should we make this decision? Oh no, what happens? What happens if I make this decision? What happens if I don't make the decision? Like that, we fear of wrong decisions, or then we worry about things that haven't even happened because it may never even happen, but we keep worrying about it. So chronic overthinking, if they say, it's, you can see it here, right? It's like a rocking chair. It keeps you rocking. It keeps you busy, but it doesn't take you anywhere. So chronic overthinking, let's stay out of that. There are two strategies that I can suggest. The one is, can I do something about this right now? When you are consistently thinking about something, think of it. Can I do something about this right now? If the answer is yes, then you take the action to do that. If not, let it go for now because it is not going to help us anyway, right? So might as well just let it go. The second thing is focus on the next step. Instead of seeing the whole thing and the whole picture and then worrying about it, take one step at a time. For example, if you're standing at the bottom of a staircase and you say that, oh my, how am I going to climb this? You take the first step, then the next step, then the next step, and slowly you reach your progress. So try to use these strategies and let's try to get out of our overthinking as well. Now, the third one is perfectionism. Perfectionists often postpone their happiness. Why? Because they don't even want to start because they feel that whatever I do, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to come perfect. They tend to put it off, even starting the thing, or when they do something, they keep on doing it and erasing it, doing it continuously because they are just not happy with what they have done. They think that it could be even better. But we have to remember, progress creates growth. Growth, it cannot happen unless you start and you keep going. So, but perfection, what does that give us? It only puts us in shackles. It creates so much pressure in us, and just like in the picture, it puts us in shackles. So progress is very important, but that progress will lead us to growth, and that can happen when we set ourselves on our journey to start doing things rather than waiting for the perfect moment for it to happen, or thinking that you can't do it. Think to yourself, of course I can do it. Let me take the first step and move forward and slowly create my own progress and my own growth, and that will lead me to success. The fourth thing is neglecting relationships. This is also something that can kill our happiness. We as human beings, all of us are social beings, aren't we? We cannot survive alone. Imagine living by yourself. We just won't have happiness. Now, sometimes we are so caught up with success and progress and achieving something that we let go of all our relationships. We ignore our relationships. We don't make any connections. We don't make time for others. All we think about is work, 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 or achieve, achieve, achieve. Finally, we reach at the top. But does it mean anything to you? It may not mean anything to you at all because there is no one in your life to share it with, to celebrate it with. So success, it cannot compensate for the loneliness that you feel. When you reach the success, there is that lonely feeling that I have distanced myself from everyone. But more than this success, that happiness, it doesn't stay with them forever. But instead, if they had made good relationships and connections, it would have made good memories, which would have stayed with them and made them happy for much more, much longer. So we have to remember that as human beings, we are wired for connection, and we cannot ignore that we need to keep our connections going. The fifth one is lack of gratitude. All of us know that gratitude is very important, but we also know that our brain naturally notices problems. Our brain has the tendency to always find negatives, right? It's just bound to happen like that. No matter who it is, it just happens like that, that we quickly notice negative things or problems. But if you develop this gratitude attitude, it will help restore our balance, because when we are continuously noticing only problems or negatives, it doesn't give us happiness. Whereas if we have gratitude, it will help restore our balance. And what can we do for this gratitude practice? We can count our blessings. Think of all the blessings that we have. Think of gratitude journaling. That is, every day you can think at the end of the day, before you go to sleep, think about all the things that happened in your life that you can be thankful for. So one way or the other, try to keep this gratitude attitude and always be thankful for everything in our life. Now, when I talk about that, even be thankful for the challenging things in your life. You may not be very happy at the moment. You may not be, as you go through the situations, may be very upset and sad. But remember, those things it'll make you grow and make you stronger. So it is shaping you to who you are today. So gratitude, whether regardless of what type of situations that you have, what kind of experiences you have, try to develop the attitude of gratitude, and that will help restore our balance. So this is just a summary, because I know there were so many things. I just wanted to show it to you so that you can connect to it. The 6 key ideas. Don't chase happiness in the wrong places. That was the first one. The second one was pleasure, happiness, and meaning. The third one was psychologically rich life and the PERMA model, which is positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. And the fifth one was happiness is influenced by biology, circumstances, and intentional habits. Happiness killers and antidotes also we talked about. Sorry, I ended up getting a call and it came on my phone as well. Okay. Sorry about the interruption. So now let's talk about practical strategies for everyday happiness. These are simple tips that I would like to tell you about. The 3 good things exercise, that is, at the end of the day, at least try to think of 3 good things that happened in your life that day. And why did that happen? Just think about that. That is a good practice to reflect upon that. The second thing is strengthen one relationship. Relationships are very important in our life. We have seen that, right? So try to, this week, try to strengthen one relationship. How can we strengthen our relationship? We can make calls. We can call someone. We can listen to somebody deeply, express appreciation. All those steps can help strengthen our relationship. Then the third thing is perform acts of kindness. A smile itself is an act of kindness, isn't it? So try to make use of every act of kindness that we can do. That will also, it will help create something that psychologists call the helper's high. It will put us into helper's high. The fourth thing is practice mindfulness. We all know about the importance of being fully present in the present moment, right? So happiness often lives in the present moment. So therefore, let us try to think of the present moment by maybe sitting quietly for a few minutes and just concentrating on your breathing, or maybe the sounds that you hear around you. Think of the body sensations. So all of that, bring your awareness to the present moment, and that will help you practice mindfulness. Then the fifth one is choose experiences over possessions. It is so much more happier to go out with family and rather than gathering up or hoarding possessions and material things, isn't it? So choose experiences that makes you happy. Things can be even doing volunteer work or any of the meaningful experiences that make you happy. Choose such happiness experiences that will really keep our happiness stable for longer, and then we can continue on like that. All right. So here it says happiness is not as elusive as most people think. It is hiding within plain sight of us and will appear whenever we choose to invite it into our day. So it is our responsibility to invite it into our day. So so this is a reflection at the end of life. What will matter to us most? Is it the number of emails answered or the possessions that we have accumulated? Or will it be the people we loved, the lives we touched, the memories we created, and the meaning we found? See, the materials that we buy, it doesn't last for very long. But think of all the memories that we create. It will last in our hearts and in the hearts of others that touched us and that we touched. It will stay in their hearts for a long time and forever. So fill our lives with experiences and not things. Have stories to tell, but not stuff to show. So happiness is not found by chasing it directly. There is no need to chase it, but it is a byproduct of several things. It is a byproduct of meaningful relationship, purposeful living, gratitude, engagement, personal growth, and contribution to others. So finally, I would like to tell you a story. It is where a nurse, she was working in the in the palliative care. There, she was asked, what are the things that people regret most at the end of their life? In an ICU, actually. What are the things that people regret most at the end of their life? It is not any of those things that we talked about, the insignificant things, but it is more like, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. That is a loss for them. That's a regret for them. I wish I had lived more authentically. I wish I had enjoyed life more. Those are the things that we will think about at the end of our life. So as a final reflection, I would like you to think on this. Am I creating moments of happiness? Am I living with purpose and meaning? And even, am I open to experiences that help me grow? Because a truly flourishing life is not just happy, it is meaningful and connected, and it is rich with experiences that shape us. So thank you very much. I'll stop the sharing. So thank you very much, each and every one of you, for your patient listening. And I'm glad to see many people here. So I will open the platform for feedback or any interactions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank
Yes,
you for the
Dr. Rajendran.
meaningful, uh, very nice and meaningful session.
Thank
And
you, sir.
what is the whole it take in a nutshell?
Pardon, sir?
We ourselves are responsible for our happiness.
Exactly. We ourselves are responsible.
Very nice talk. Very nice talk. And you projected the points, and that is helpful all of us. And
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Susan ma'am.
Good evening.
So I have to drop off for another meeting, but I could not stop myself from giving you a feedback.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
First, I would like to congratulate Reena ma'am for a wonderful intro. She made us
exactly.
realize all the credentials that Susan ma'am possesses. Thank you, Reena ma'am. So the happy, most of the time we often to mistake happiness over pleasure, right? We tend to achieve material possessions, our goals, everything. But at the end of the day, we realize, right? We will feel an emptiness once we achieve everything. There is nothing more to be chased. So
Yes.
definitely, we need material possessions, we need goals, we need achievements. Everything is needed, but at the same time, we should make sure that we are keeping the connection. We are talking to friends, we are talking to the family, we are talking to people. So that will give us everlasting happiness. Thank you, Susan ma'am, for a wonderful session, and thanks again.
Thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
sir, for your valuable feedback.
Good evening, Susan ma'am.
Good evening. Yes, good to see you.
Okay, same to you. And it was a good session. You started with the hedonic treadmill and the saturation of the happiness and this pleasure and the difference between happiness and how to be achieve happiness. Okay, and it is really fascinating and a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank
Keep
you. Thank
going.
you.
Good,
Thank you. Thank
good
you
day.
so much.
Bye.
Appreciate
Bye.
it.
Bye.
Right, right.
Good evening, Susan ma'am.
Good evening, Reshma.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it was a very wonderful session. I got a lot of insights from the session.
Thank
And
you.
usually I used to hear lots of things about happiness in YouTube, and I used to read from a lot of books. But you have covered a lot of points, and there are so many insights, which I will say that aha moments. There are so many aha moments. You covered almost everything about happiness and what will kill our. Usually, everyone will talk about what is happiness, how can we attain happiness. But you talk about how what are the things which destroy our happiness. Everything was covered, and it was a wonderful presentation, ma'am. Thank you so much for making this evening more beautiful. Just such a beautiful, wonderful, and there are so many insights. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us this valuable presentation. And also, I congratulate Reena, ma'am. She's our batchmate, and I'm very happy to see her progress. And special congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Reshma.
Hi, good evening, Susan ma'am,
Good evening.
and all others on the session. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
A wonderful session
Yes.
and helped me to reflect on many past experiences
Yes.
that were of happy moments once again. And also think about the wrong choices and places where I tried chasing happiness.
Right.
And that hedonic treadmill and one more term that
Adaptation. Hedonic
palace.
adaptation. Yes.
Those two terms were new to me, even though the idea, I had that idea, but that term was new. Okay, and special appreciation to Reena for her wonderful intro about the speaker and the confidence with which she rendered it. And one more thing is that I would like Susan Mann to have present some other detailed session on the intentional habits that shapes our happiness. Anyhow, that topic, the practical strategies for everyday happiness that we discussed towards the end of today's session may serve the purpose for today, but I would like you to have a detailed session on that. A wonderful session, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good suggestion. I will take note of that. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Susan ma'am.
Good evening, Sir Hasina.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
As everyone knows about Susan ma'am's session, it was very, very wonderful session. Super, ma'am. And
Thank you,
before
thank you.
going to ma'am's session, I would congratulate Reena ma'am
Yes.
for giving a wonderful intro. Then about Susan ma'am's session, you explained very well about this hedonic treadmill and PERMA model of happiness. Then I like this portion very much, happiness killers. And you explain more both happiness killers and their antidotes too. That
Yes.
is I like very much how to find out our happiness and how to avoid this happiness killers by using these antidotes. And
Yes.
thank you, Susan ma'am, for a very
Thank
good
you.
session. Then after all, and at the end of the session, the key points we have to take away from the session is we are all the persons only responsible for our own happiness. That is
Right.
the main key points, I think. Right now,
Yes.
no. Yes, ma'am.
That is exactly it.
Thank you.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
very much.
ma'am, once
Yes.
again.
Yes. Thank you. Really appreciate your feedback.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Ma'am,
And
good evening, ma'am. Very good,
yes. Yes, Reena.
excellent presentation, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much.
And very minute points also you should describe now, and also that happiness is fixed from our own mind. That
Yes.
is it, ma'am?
Yeah. Happiness is our own. It depends on
Great.
us. It depends on us. We are the ones who has to take the action.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Some points you included with the examples, and
Right.
also very importantly too, I noticed that PPT.
Yes. PPT.
So that is very understanding, very easily to understand that through this.
Okay. Good.
Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
good. I'm really happy that you could connect to it and that you found it helpful. Thank you so much for your feedback.
Susan
Yes.
ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Divya.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the session is very interesting, ma'am. I am very
Thank you.
inspired
Thank
on
you.
you.
Thank
I would
you.
like to express my heartfelt thanks to
Oh, thank you.
you, ma'am, and for her inspiring talk on happiness. Really, ma'am, your words are very meaningful and motivating. Very thank you, ma'am. And I have realized that at the end of the session, I realized that the happiness is within us, not
Within
in
us.
the surroundings, or not. It's not depend upon others. So I have
Right.
realized, ma'am. And
Yes.
also, I sincerely thank my friend Reena for introducing our speaker, our guide, our teacher, the Susan ma'am, so well, ma'am. And also, your introduction made the session very more special, excellent, Reena ma'am. And all our credits to Susan ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. As you
Thank you, ma'am.
pointed out, we are responsible for our own happiness. We have the key to our happiness.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
we create
And
our own
also,
happiness.
I understand the many points from the Prima model, ma'am.
Yes,
That
Brahma model.
the engagement and relationship gives me a nice platform and guidance to understand the meaning of happiness, ma'am.
Good, good. I'm really happy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Yes,
Reena,
yes.
ma'am.
Yes. Srijit, I know you're waiting.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening to everyone. The session, this was an excellent session, by the way. I got a
Thank you so
walkthrough
much.
of so many concepts, though most of it may have learned before, but this was a very good
Exciting.
revision of it. And it also gave me a chance to reflect on a lot of things while during the session itself. I would like to talk about 2 points that you mentioned, by the way, which resonated with me the most. At the same time, it has been consistent throughout in your session. That is, one is the criteria. I mean, what fulfills happiness: biology, circumstances, and intentional habits. And
Exactly.
like one of them mentioned, they would like to know more about the intentional habit. It is in alignment with how you started the session, saying that happiness, it's the travel part, right? It's a journey and not the destination. And
Right,
that is why the intentional habit makes most of the difference, because habits is something that we repeat on a daily basis.
Daily basis.
You don't have
That's
to
right.
achieve anything. That is one
Exactly.
part. The biology part is the interesting one, because just today I learned a new concept. Generally when we are happy, we express it on our face, right? We smile,
Right,
we are
right.
happy.
It shows.
Yeah, it shows. Now the other thing is, if we are feeling low, I'm just adding to what Susan have said,
Right,
for
right.
everybody's benefit. If whenever you're feeling low or sad or whatever, do the other way around. Just smile. Have a wide smile on your face. and
Yes.
your mind becomes happy. It works the other way
Exactly.
around. It tricks your mind thinking that you're happy. So
Exactly.
just smile. If there is no reason, just smile, and within 5-10 seconds, our mind becomes lighter, and we trick our mind to become happy. So that's one thing. So the biology or physiology has that impact. And I'm sure, Susan ma'am being, I got to know, again, thanks to Reena ma'am, I got to know that you are also a master NLP practitioner. So that's one of the NLP tricks, right? You
Right.
you
Exactly. We
modify.
do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Take
That
the
one.
pen, and even if you don't feel like smiling, just do this. You'll automatically,
Correct.
it'll change.
It forces your brain, these muscles, facial muscles, it
Right.
tricks your mind into thinking you're happy. One more thing that I would talk out of this is just my experience right now. Okay.
Right, right. Please
I
do
really
add on.
liked,
Yes.
I really liked the happiness killers part that you presented along with the antidotes, which is very important.
Right.
But in that, under comparison, now comparison is the thief of joy, no doubt about it.
Exactly.
But
Right.
one of the antidotes you mentioned that you compare backward and not upward.
Right.
Now, in my experience, I've had a couple of cases where the issue was when they compared themselves from their past. It was that thing that made them, unhappy or depressed. Because
Really?
the past was
Okay.
really good, while they were staying with their parents, maybe while they were independent. But after marriage, they started comparing their married life with their past life, and that was the cause of an issue. So, what my experience teaches me is comparison of any kind.
It's better to be avoided.
It's better to avoid comparison,
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
of course you have a goal and you're comparing,
Right.
where you have reached and how you were
Exactly.
earlier. Like, for example,
That
somebody's learning English right now.
yes.
Like maybe last month, how confident were you in speaking English, and now how confident? That's okay. But
Yes.
other than that, if you're comparing, then comparison is always going to.
Better to be avoided. That is, you're very true. That is exactly what I was also trying to say. If at all you compare it to how your performance was yesterday and today, and then improve on that performance. Nothing to do with your personal experience, personal situations in the past, but to do with your performance. How you performed 2 years ago, or 1 year ago, or last week. Can you improve it? Then improve on that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what I meant.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you. And
welcome.
then
Welcome.
everything else, it was, I could resonate with it, chronic overthinking, perfectionism, especially because I used to, suffer from perfectionism in the past.
You
It took
overcame
me,
it, huh?
huh?
You overcame it.
I overcame it. Yes, I
Very
overcame
good,
it.
very
Yes.
good.
Thank you. So that's one thing. And then, of course, gratitude is a total game changer. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to reflect on all of these things once again, and for this excellent session and, this platform. Once again, grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Srijit. Actually, for all your add-ons, it really, really added on to the session. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your feedback as well as your add-ons.
Thank you.
Thank you. So are we done with the feedback? Shall we close the session? Is anybody else? I think we are done because I don't think it. Is anybody talking? Did I hear something? No, I think we are fine. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you again on the same platform next week. We look forward to that. Please do join us again for another session with another presenter. And I'm sure I can guarantee you that it will be valuable and you will get to see different perspectives through different topics every week. So please do join us next Friday, same time. Thank you so much and have a pleasant evening and God bless. Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank
Good night.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good night.
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 Right. Right.
Good night. Good night.